Now, is Deebo still that player? The fact that Kyle Shanahan is willing to give up that chess piece means maybe it isn't as valuable as Cliff Kingsbury and the Commanders hope it can be. But maybe they get the absolute best out of them. Do you know who I think the real winner is in all this? I was surprised that the Deebo trade went down this weekend. I mean, I bet Larry Krueger a stake on this on Friday that it wasn't going to happen, and it happened. I'm surprised. I think this guy is a depressed asset. I did handicap it correctly from I think a fifth rounder would be the peak of return that they could get for Deebo. And indeed, they got a fifth rounder, a late one, because it's from the Commanders. And I also said that Deebo wouldn't go anywhere that doesn't have a prior relationship, which meant D'Amico Ryans in the Houston Texans or Adam Peters in the Commanders really felt like the two landing spots. So we got a landing spot right. We got the compensation right. But I honestly didn't think it was going to happen. Like, I really thought that the 49ers were going to be pretty damn interested in a walk year from Deebo Samuel. I was kind of interested in a walk year from Deebo Samuel. But the money that was committed, the upfront bonuses, math has changed around the NFL. And one of the things that we need to just walk away from when it comes time to, should we care about that? Should we not care about that? Again, it is your job as a good sports fan to worry about your team, how it performs on the field, position players, and that should be about it. Like, you shouldn't also be trying to keep track of a team's salary cap number, dead cap number, liquidity, money in, money out. The 49ers have the second most money in terms of cash paid to roster in the NFL right now, which is why the 49ers are saying, all right, we need to reel some of this money back in, which is why they were happy to get out from Deebo's guaranteed bonuses, which is why, as we look around football, one of the things that you have to care less about, because again, why should you care about something if these NFL teams don't really care about it? The dead cap number. Dead cap numbers used to be so big and scary that you would walk away from the transaction based on that dead cap number alone. Now you got teams carrying exorbitant dead cap numbers and still going to the playoffs. Look at the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos just walked away from a huge Russell Wilson contract, leaving them with more dead cap space than I think any team has ever carried. And they were cool with it. They went to the playoffs. By the way, this has all helped an awful lot when you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, which obviously Brock Purdy is going to be coming off of here for an exorbitant price, which is going to mean more money out. I mean, Brock is going to have over $100 million guaranteed. That means that money's got to go into escrow. That means the Yorks are saying, all right, pinch a penny today to spend a buck tomorrow. Don't worry about dead cap numbers anymore with your football team. Just don't do it. Don't worry about it. They're not worried about it. You shouldn't worry about it. But I did think that Deebo in a walk year is something that I wanted the Niners to be a part of, because I thought you were going to get his one last good bite at the apple out of him. Also, just looking at the situation that you're in, Brandon Aiyuk won't be in the picture frame. One of the more interesting things about the trade of Deebo is that the Commanders tried to include defensive lineman Jonathan Allen. Now, when you think of who is a player who could show up and help the 49ers instantly, Jonathan Allen's name is on that list. The 49ers avoided taking on what would have been his $15.5 million base salary with another one and a hook built into bonuses. Jonathan Allen in cold hard cash would have cost the 49ers $17 million, about half their cap space, which is why they said, no, we ain't doing it. We're also the second highest money going out team in all of football. Now, this is real Dorcas Malorcas abacus CPA that I'm not going to drag you through. But again, if you're about to turn around and give Brock Purdy $100 million guaranteed, that's $100 million real, have them today going into an escrow account, dollars that the 49ers are going to have to put there. There is business that is being done in the name of the business that needs to be done around the 49ers that might not make an awful lot of football sense, but they got to get it right. So I'm not going to begrudge them this. But if we're totally honest, that whole Jonathan Allen thing might have been a little interesting. It's too bad that they couldn't have added him. It really is. There are clear winners and losers in this trade. And if the very best of Deebo Samuel walks into the first Commanders practice, Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury are easy winners to identify quickly. So the reigning offensive rookie of the year gets a very interesting piece to play with, as does Cliff Kingsbury as the Commanders' offensive coordinator. He gets a chess piece that, again, opens up your playbook in ways other players simply do not. Now, is Deebo still that player? The fact that Kyle Shanahan is willing to give up that chess piece means maybe it isn't as valuable as Cliff Kingsbury and the Commanders hope it can be. But maybe they get the absolute best out of him. I don't think it's tracking in that direction. Now, obviously, the 49ers don't either. But, okay, Jaden Daniels, Cliff Kingsbury, you got a little piece. You know who I think the real winner is in all this? Is Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin is a wide receiver who is either going to become more open because coverage is now interested in defending Deebo. So Terry McLaurin, his life just got easier, or his life isn't going to get harder because there's a new guy on a team taking snaps away from him. At best, Terry McLaurin has a teammate that's going to help get him open. At worst, there's a new guy in your position group who ain't going to take a snap away from you. So I think this is just all sunny side up for Terry McLaurin. It either works to his benefit. I don't think it's going to work to his detriment. So he's a winner in this. The 49ers, at this point in time, are not the winner in this. There'll be some players who get an opportunity here, but overall, I do not think you can make the argument that this is addition by subtraction. It's not that Deebo was that bad for business. He might have been bad for the overall feel of the team, the mojo in that locker room. Was he doing more damage with his complaining and his diva behavior than he was, buttressing up the team to play with violence and all that shit? So I don't know. Obviously, the thing soured in there. But I don't think that you can say that the 49ers have won here with a 5th round pick for Deebo Samuel. A real winner is Ricky Pearsall. A real winner is Jacob Cowing. A real winner is a guy like Isaac Guerrero, who could take an awful lot of those. He is a little bit of a gadget guy snaps. This is a huge opportunity for Jacob Cowing and Ricky Pearsall. Guys who have taken a step up the depth chart without doing a thing. So more opportunities for guys who I think need more opportunities is good. Juwan Jennings, look, I think he was ahead of Deebo anyway. So I don't think he's got too much to gain other than there will be more needed out of him than ever before. And the guy who I also think is a winner in the room is going to be someone I'm calling Darius Slayton-ish. I don't even know who he is. I'm not even saying it's going to be Darius Slayton, but Darius Slayton is the type of NFL free agent who is not going to be a huge value add just based on what he's done. He is not going to be someone whose phone is ringing off the hook. He is not going to be someone who is going to fetch a huge high price, which puts him as a real target for the 49ers. The Darius Slayton-like player, the depressed asset that another team is willing to walk away from, that other teams aren't going to trip over themselves fighting their way to Darius Slayton, a guy who is a third day of free agency signing. Whoever that wide receiver is, that guy is a little bit of a winner here. Because I do think that the 49ers need to add a veteran wide receiver, and the Deebo trade also brings them to the concept of looking at wide receiver with a premium pick a little higher than they might have at the back of this draft. I think that they could look at a day 2 wide receiver, especially if they're trading back and pick up another pick. And this could be an early day 3 pick now for the 49ers. So whoever that kid is, congratulations. Come on down. How much longer are the 49ers going to be subscribing to Brandon Aiyuk being on this team? Like, to me, that sounds like a hard situation to get out of, because Brandon Aiyuk hits for the trifecta of NFL distressed assets, right? It's hard to trade someone who the team that just signed him is basically admitting is overpaid. So it's hard to trade an overpriced player. It's even harder to trade a player who will not be available for the majority of the upcoming season. Brandon Aiyuk tore his knee in week 7. He's not coming back till Thanksgiving, Christmas-ish in the upcoming NFL season. And then again, even when you get him back, we know for sure that dude is, damaged goods. Unavailable, overpriced, damaged goods. Good luck trading that. To the point where if the 49ers can really find a team that wants that, yes, do the trade. Do it. Do it now. Do it now. The best time to get out of a bad investment, if you see it that way, is today. It becomes more costly every single day you wait after. The best time to get out of the wrong investment is now. So if the 49ers are, in camp, this was the wrong move, get out of it, pay the dead cap space tax, and not worry about it. I think that that's what they should do. Who is this team that is going to come and take Brandon Aiyuk off the 49ers' hands? I don't know. Larry and I were talking about it on Wake Up this morning. He says Vegas. Okay, maybe. The New York Giants, maybe. Here's the thing, though. Let's say the Giants really are interested in trading up to number 1 overall to get Cam Ward. Do you think that they're going to want to saddle Cam Ward with a guy who is not even going to be playing, can't come practice with you for months? Ideally, the team that would trade for Brandon Aiyuk is a team that is going to be tanking this upcoming year, that isn't interested in winning big in 2025, but pointing the ship in a better direction come 2026, at which point Brandon Aiyuk might be your guy if you're willing to kind of sidestep this year in the name of building towards a better, brighter future in 2026. Maybe that's the Raiders. Maybe that's the Jets. Maybe that's the Giants. I don't know. So I think it's a tough nut to crack, no matter how you're looking at it when it comes to Brandon Aiyuk. But if they can, they probably should. Thanks for watching. Tune into the Damon Bruce Show live on YouTube every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.